Hi, we're going to talk about mobile operating system. We know your desktop, your notebook, that's your PC, have a operating system. Three different kinds of operating system. One is Windows, one is Mac OS for Apple computer, one is Linux for any computer. It's free and open source. And we have a new type. It's called Chrome OS for your Google computers. So four: Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and Chrome OS. How about your mobile phone? Your mobile phone have a different operating system. iOS, we know i something, iPhone, iPad, typically that's Apple's. iOS is for your mobile phone, iPhone. I have an iPhone, and the iPhone operating system is keep updating like every month. They have a newer version. Whenever they have a newer version, they're going to send something to my mobile phone and tell me, hey, this is some newer version of iOS. You want to get it updated. Okay, so do it. Typically during the midnight, so I need to plug to an outlet with power. It takes a long time, maybe 1 hour, then it will automatically upload to the new iOS. That's Apple. Android is for different phone. If you have a different phone, like they said that Samsung, that's a Korean company's mobile phone. Motorola, that's US company's mobile phone. HTC, that's a mobile phone from Taiwan. They use Android. iPhone, iOS, proprietary, belongs to iPhone, Apple, Android. Small company use it, so Android. Are they compatible? No, they are not compatible. If you buy yourself an iPhone, you are using iOS. That's Apple company responsible for that operating system. If you are using a different phone, like Samsung phone or some other phone, they are using Android. That's basically you're talking about your phone. Your phone is like a computer device. Your computer, notebook, desktop, you can have virus. Can your mobile phone have virus? Of course, it's a computer system. So Apple, iPhone, iOS, they keep updating. One reason is to keep you from virus. They are hackers, unfortunately, ongoing, non-stop, trying to bring down a operating system for fun, for money, for some reason, I don't know. They are hackers are doing that. And for a company, that's one reason you have to keep updating your operating system. If the simple question is asked, that question is why I have to, or why they are keep updating my operating system. It's one reason for security. And another reason for new features, new apps. That's operating system. Need to support the apps. iOS. Now we know that iOS and Android for your mobile phone. Mobile phone and your computer, they are using different operating system. Just thinking about your notebook, a big notebook, your iPhone, your mobile phone, small device, they are not the same. Your mobile phone can do a lot comparing to the size, big size, your notebook. It really can do a lot. Your mobile phone is high tech, not your notebook. Many companies can do a desktop, and many companies can do a notebook, but only a few companies can do or can make mobile phone. Mobile phone is high tech. You squeeze in the operating system, the CPU, all the apps in this little bit tiny space. It's much more difficult. Whenever we have some new apps, will go to your mobile phone. May at the same time go to your notebook. May just go to your mobile phone first. You carry your mobile phone 24 hours a day. You don't carry your notebook 24 hours a day. Seems like the mobile phone is so good. Why we still want to have a PC? Mobile phone is limited. Just thinking about the screen and the keypad. If you want to write a paper or come up with PowerPoint slides, which one will be easier? Of course, your notebook is easier. Mobile phone, even some mobile phones said they can do it. You're going to try to do it. It's going to be difficult. Little bit screen, little bit keyboard, you're trying to make up, you type your resume. You type a short message, text a message. It's easy enough. But if you want to type up your 3 pages resume, it's difficult. Serve different purpose. More fancy works, you still need your notebook. And if you say that I retire, I don't need to type that resume anymore. I don't do any PowerPoint slides. I retire. I don't do any presentation. I don't have school project. You have your phone. You have your tablet. If you like Apple, you get yourself an iPhone, an iPad. That's it. You can live with that. You don't need to have a notebook. But if you're a student, you tell me, hey, all I have is iPhone and iPad. I don't have any PC, notebook, desktop, I don't have it. That's going to be very, very difficult for you to study in a class for a degree. Utilities. Utilities is a term to tell you some kind of apps, applications, or using the phone company's term, some kind of features, or using the designer's term, some kind of functions. That's called utilities. Like accessory, software, security utilities, security software. Although the term is utilities, it's important for a soft antivirus software to be included in your PC or your iOS. Your mobile phone, it comes with that. And your computer, you need to pay money to get it. Like McAfee, like Norton, you have to pay money. They are free versions. And free versions, you can get it from internet and use it. But don't leave home without it. You're not leaving home. Don't connect into internet without a antivirus software. If you don't have it, chances are you're more likely to get virus. Once you get a virus, most likely they're going to wipe off your C drive. You have yourself a new, not really new, an empty computer. Nothing there. You lose all the files you have. Called security software, antivirus software. You paid, they give you example like Norton, like free, AVG, like average. AVG is free. I have used Norton, I have used McAfee, I have used AVG, all three. I mean, for me, they all works. You ask me which one's better. I don't know, they all works, so I have no comparison. If one works, the two does not work, I'll tell you, hey, the one works for me, but they all works. So which one's better, I don't know. But AVG is free. Norton and McAfee, they are paid. Now we don't have any excuse. Say, hey, well, I don't have money, or I just don't want to pay money to get an antivirus software. They are free, AVG. You go to internet, you free download. Then why don't you have it? You don't have it, you take chance. As long as you connect into internet, you get big chance to get virus. Once your computer get virus, hey, that's it. Firewall. Typically for servers, PC can also use a firewall. Like a servers, eBay, they have firewall to protect them from hackers' attack. Hackers may come from inside and outside. Attack can be malicious, can be unintentionally. You are a company, for example, eBay. You want to protect your servers. The servers have all the items you want to sell. How many you have, the price, location of those merchandise. You definitely want to protect this kind of info from attack. An attack can be initiated by an employee unintentionally doing something, and that's turned out to be a hacker's attack. You still need to protect that. So that's called firewall. It's not a brick, stone wall. It's a software we call firewall. Encryption is different. Encryption is for, you don't want people to make sense out of your info. You don't want people to change your info. You don't want people to see your info in the first place. So how can we do the encryption? Encryption, one example is like VPN, virtual PN network, virtual public network. It's based on internet. I work for a company. The company told me, hey, you want to send something to your coworker, to your boss, you have to use our VPN. You cannot use internet. Use your Gmail. No, you cannot. That's the it. You have a username and password and URL link to a VPN, virtual public network provider, maybe AT&T. You use that URL, go to that website address, type in your username and password. Then in this case, AT&T, the VPN service provider, know, hey, that's one of my customers. You send out something. That something may be a company's info. The company's info will be all 0 and 1. That's computer. And the AT&T in this case will change that 0 and 1 to add some extra digit. For instance, you have 0101 001. And they change 01. They put 111 01 111. The hacker can still see it, see your info, but they don't see 01 01 110. They see 01 111 01 110. There's some junk in your data stream, 0 and 1. The hacker can see it. They don't see your real stuff. They see your stuff with some, we don't want to use the term junk, key, some extra digit, 0 and 1, that's key. They don't know which one is the key. So which portion is the key? Should they know the key, they just take out of the key, then they can see your real stuff. You don't want them to see your real stuff. You don't want them to see your real stuff and change your real stuff. Once they change it, they're going to cause another problem. Whatever you are sending is not reliable, and company use that may cause lots of damage. That's called encryption. How can they encrypt it? The key, they add some extra 0 and 1. Once arrive at my co-worker's computer, AT&T will remove those key, extra 0 and 1, and give to my co-worker. And my coworker can see my stuff, computer, and use my info correctly. That's called VPN. It's pretty much like your key or a lock to your house. You have a house, you have an apartment, you have a front door. You have a key, right? You have a lock, then with the key. Some intruder still can see the front door of your house or your apartment. Can they get in? No. There's a lock there. They need to get a key. So this is encryption, decryption, the same idea. There's no fancy way. Your computer only sends out a string of 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. That's your computer do, only 0 and 1. We add some extra 0 and 1 in somewhere, the pattern we know. It's called key. And we keep changing the key, the pattern, so the hacker will not know. The hacker can still see your stuff with extra 0 and 1 we call key. They don't know the key, then they cannot see your real info or understand your real info. That's how we do it. That's called VPN, an example for your encryption and decryption. Another example for encryption, decryption is when you are using your mobile phone, you talk to someone, that's again a string of 0 and 1. You don't want nobody to monitoring your phone call or recording your phone call. What can you do? The phone company maybe encrypted your voice sample. That's a string of 0 and 1. They add some extra 0 and 1. And the one who want to monitoring or recording your info, they still can do that, but they cannot make sense out of it. They don't have the key. They don't know what are the extra 0 and 1 being added to your voice sample. That's key. They don't have the key. They can do nothing. They get it. It's useless. Your info is useful, but once added extra 0 and 1 to mess it up, that's not usable or not understandable. Password management. Yeah, we all know username and password. I guess everybody know, right? Username is, hey, this is me. And password is, this is a proof for who I say, that's me. You knock on the door, try to go to your neighbor's house or your friend's house. Your friends see, oh, that's you, huh? Then, okay, open the door for you. But you're sending an email or you are connecting to your friend via an internet. When they don't see you, how do they know that's you? You are going to use the VPN service provider. The AT&T support your company with thousands of employees. How can they know you individually? They don't know you. You have your username, typically your first name and last name, and your company's name. They want your password. Otherwise, anyone who know your name and know your company can use it. That'll be terrible. The simple stuff is your iPhone. You have password, right? You don't want anyone, even the family members, to check on your mobile phone about your tax, about anything about your mobile phone. So what do? You do with the password. So that's it. We use the password for privacy, for security. Security, yeah, people use your account to know your texting message. You don't have privacy. People get your password for your bank account, withdraw all the money for you and used by them. Hey, it's not secure. It's not privacy. It's secure. I don't have my money security. My money is not secure. People can take away of my money. So password, at least for privacy and for security. Oh, parental control, just like a parent. Yeah, parents don't want to protect their children. They don't want to see a lot of internet stuff. And then they can have a password or block certain site, certain website. We all know certain website, the kids are not supposed to go. Or even adults, you're not supposed to go. Then don't go. Virtual machine is different. Virtual machine can mean different meaning to different usage here. And virtualization software, the same idea. Virtual machine, one example is a company may have words. You want to use words to type up your resume or for a class assignment. What can you do with that? You can pay and download and get Office 2019 to your PC. You can get a free internet-based Office 365 and use it. And you can use a virtual machine. Some school, the school have a site, they have Word. You can use that virtual machine. But the difference is when you are using a virtual machine, where you're going to save it? It's a virtual machine, it's their server. Would they allow you to use their virtual machine and save it to your PC, C drive? Maybe not. Then they have OneDrive. Microsoft Windows. You're doing an assignment of Word. Then Microsoft have OneDrive. You can download it to the OneDrive. And you can share your OneDrive with your teacher. Then your teacher can see your assignment. So that's one way for virtual machine. The beauty of virtual machine is you don't worry about stability. You get a computer got some problem. Now computer is not working. How can you do your Word assignment? Or you get yourself a computer, the Word itself is not working. How can you do assignment? With the virtual machine, in this case, as long as you have a computer, you are connecting to the internet. You go to the school website for a virtual machine, you use the Word there. It will be there. The school will make sure it will be there. And you download it to OneDrive, it will be there. And you share with the teacher can see it. So that's more reliable. Virtual machine. That's one meaning of virtual machine. There are different meaning of virtual machine. Storage optimization. Your computer have this like 100 or 200 gigabytes C drive or more. And you want to optimization. It's segmentation. You need to do it as one thing, or defragmentation. Segmentation and fragmentation, that's different stuff here. We just follow in here. Disk formatting here. Partitioning. If you want to have your computer with 2 operating systems, you can do that. Your computer already have Windows. You say, hey, I'm taking a Linux class, so I want to load my computer also have Linux. Now you have Windows, you have Linux, you can do that in theory. In reality, they may not compatible. You need to know how to do it. Sometimes you don't know, may mess up your Windows operating system. In theory, it's fine. In reality, it's more challenging. That's called partitioning. The file system, they tell you have such as SD card here. You are using a digital camera, it comes with SD card or USB flash drive, the file system. You can put in there. Or I mentioned to you a backup drive, external hard drive. That's a backup drive I'm holding up in here. That's your backup drive. You can use it to back up all the files you have. The size is like a mobile phone. File system, USB. Yeah, we all know the USB jump drive, but don't ever forget an external hard drive, which can keep much more info. Basically, whatever you have in your computer, or even 2 computers or more computer can be copied, everything, files, the C drive into an external hard drive. That's what you need to do. Defragmentation. Once you get yourself a computer, they come with some file, and you keep uploading, downloading some file, creating some class assignment. They are going to segment. You're going to have too many files. Whenever you want to process a big chunk of info, they need to find a big chunk of space. The space are everywhere. You need to do your defragment. You go to your menu, your computer, left-hand side, the button. They have a menu button. You open it up, find your defragmentation. And the computer will tell you whether you need to do it or you don't. If the computer tells you need to do it, then do it. They're not going to discard, throw away any of your file, delete, remove any of your file. They're not going to do that. They're going to put all the files into one side. And then the other side, they have a big chunk of memory space. Next time they process a big file, they don't have to do their swapping. Swapping means they find a little space here, a little space there, a little bit space there. They are not good enough for the big chunk of info they want to process. They are going to chop it off, let's say into 2 portions, process portion 1, and take it away, process portion 2, then they finish. That take away and divided your process into 2. We call swapping. It takes time. You have a slow computer. What makes a fast computer, fast CPU? Big memory space. Why the big memory space got anything to do with my computer space? Speed. Give me an example. You have a sports car engine. You can drive fast. Yes. Provided there's not much of traffic. If there is a traffic jam, you have a sports car, you don't have a sports car, make no difference. You're still going to drive very, very slow. You don't have space to gain that speed. So space got a lot to do with your speed. Same idea. A fast computer, you buy your computer, as a new computer, a fast CPU, it run very fast. After 6 months, 1 year, your computer getting slower and slower. You say, why is that? Is my CPU turned out to be old? No. You need to do defragment of your computer. There are too many files within your memory. You need to push all the files into one side, rearrange. Let me give you an example. You have a house, a new house, a 2-car garage. You can park 2 cars. That's day 1. After 6 months, you have lots of junk put in your garage. You can only park 1 car. After 2 years, if too many junks, your 2 cars have to park outside in your driveway. So what can you do? Using the defragment idea, you're going to move all your junk into one side. Then that will give you space to park 1 car. That's called defragmentation. I think we're fine. This desktop cleanup, disk cleanup, that's some files you don't need it. They'll get rid of those files. File compression, that's like a zip file. You have a big file you want to transfer, to send to somebody else, they can zip. Zip file, the idea is the term you're using a lot. They're going to use a different way to represent. That's how they compress. Then they use that. Like for instance, if you type in a paper, says computer, do something, computer something, some computer something, then they can change the computer to maybe the CD, and that's for computer. And then computer and CD. CD is much shorter. And later on, they want to unzip. They just, whenever see a CD, they unzip to a computer. That's a simple example to show you how to zip and unzip. Backup, as I mentioned to you, you need to have an external hard drive to back up your files. The cloud backup, the service provider asks you to back up your file onto the cloud, internet. That will also work. Safety here, safety then is belong to the service provider. Maybe free, maybe charge you like $5 a year. Your phone have so many pictures. Why don't you put there as a backup? Otherwise, your phone mess up. then you lose all the pictures. Whoa, that's two way. One way to cloud backup, another way, get yourself an external hard drive and back up there. Accessibility. Yeah, this means I have external hard drive, I want to see it. I am holding up in my hand, then I can see it. But if I have a cloud, as long as I connect to internet with username and password, I can see my photos, my backup. Recovery is a well-known. Once you get some problem, you're going to get the backup from the cloud or from your external hard drive. Either way works. External hard drive, it doesn't cost you anything. It costs you something, initial cost. You buy it, it costs you. In a cloud service, that's monthly or yearly cost you. It all costs you money, and one you have full control. That's if you believe yourself, then you get an external hard drive. If you trust the service provider, they're not going to mess up my stuff. They're not going to leaking out of my stuff. Internet. Leaking is possible. Then you do it. File management system. File management computer is a string of 0 and 1, keeping your C drive. They have some tag, some label, so the computer will know this is your resume and this is your PowerPoint slide. Without that, they will not know. See, we have drivers, we talk about that. You have a new printer, you need to have software for your computer to talk to that printer. That's a driver. Folders, we all organize our info. You don't organize your info in a school folder, personal folder, and work folders. It will be easier to locate a file. Files, the path, file path. Where is my file? It's under user, under your name, under local, under media, under something. File extension, .doc, .docx. .docx, that's the current Word. .doc, that's an old version of Word. .ppt, old version of PowerPoint. .pptx, that's newer version of PowerPoint. Yeah, they show that .exe. .exe, that's executable file running. They can change your computer. So if you download, you see a file, your email, it seems to harmless, and they have attached file. You double click, download the attached file. Attached file says it's a .docx, it's a Word file. I want to open it up to see that Word file. Unfortunately, should it's from a hacker, they fake it. It's not a .docx, it's actually, they name it .docx. Actually, it's an exe file. You open it up, they're going to run a program, change your computer, maybe wipe off your files. Then you are in trouble. In this case, if you see some files from an email from anywhere, you're not sure, then you don't want to open it. It seems like from your friend, from your relative. If you're not sure, it's kind of fishy. Pick up the phone, call them or text them to make sure. Have you just sent me something? Location, you can bookmark the place you're going to go a lot. Managing your file created folders, it's common sense. You want to more organized. You can copy and move folders. Copy, cut, and paste. Control-C, Control-V, shortcut for copy and paste. Deleting and recovery file. Once you delete a file, it's going to go to a basket, junk basket. And once you, or call recycle bin. Once you empty the recycle bin, it's gone. Otherwise, still be there. When I say it's gone, it means they change the tab. Still in your computer C drive, they change the tab, say this no more there, or no access for you. if you ask me, why don't they really reinitiate, like all 0? Why don't they do that? They don't have to do that. Still have lots of memory space. Once they run out of memory space, the computer will really reinitiate. Your file that was in your recycle bin, your empty recycle bin, and that file has 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, something like that. They're going to change it all to 0, reinitiate. Then a new file can be used. That's the only time they're going to really delete your file. Well, that's all I would like to share with you for the software portion.